Today I want to share with you a peek into our Montessori-inspired home with our twin toddlers. My name is Emma. Welcome. I am a Montessori trained guide, and I love bringing the Montessori philosophy into our home, giving them opportunities for practical and meaningful work. And this video, I hope, inspires you to involve your little one in the work that you do throughout the home. In this video, I wanted to share some longer segments of what this work could look like for a young toddler or a young child. For reference, in these clips, my boys are about 28 months old, so 2.5. They have been spending time in the kitchen helping with tasks like these from a very young age. So here, one of my sons was washing windows. For this, just get a spray bottle. The dollar store is a great place to pick one of these up and fill it with some water. I always model just one spray and then wiping it after that. Also keep in mind with practical life activities like this, for a toddler, they are not really concerned about actually getting the window clean. They are doing this for the movement, for the need that it meets inside of them, but whether or not the window is clean by the end of it is usually not their highest priority. Peeling and chopping potatoes is another great activity that's also super practical. This peeler is a great one for toddlers. It's all plastic, but it actually does peel, but they've never been cut by it. I will put a link to it below, as well as a blog post with all of my favorite kitchen tools for children, some of our essentials in the house. Keep cutting them, chopping them against it. These crinkle choppers are great. It's a little bit easier for them to handle than a knife is, and I've been surprised at how well they can control their movements, even just moving their hand out of the way as they push down.
A bug! A bug!
You can break it. Those pieces can all probably go. You could take a piece out and cut it. When it's time to put the potatoes into the water, I show them how to set the potato close to the water rather than dropping it in. When you are working with young children in the kitchen, you need to break down each of these things into smaller steps. But rather than saying things, try modeling it to them. And so I like to say, watch. And then I show them what I want them to do. Because if you're showing them and also talking to them, it's too much input for their little brains. And they really can just figure out what they need to do by watching you show them. So one little trick, you'll see it later in this video, where I have the boys do waiting hands. And this is something I picked up from another Montessori parent, Nicole Kavanaugh. She showed this well, where you just teach your child to hold their hands together on their back, and those are their waiting hands. And so if there's ever something hot or sharp or something just that I don't want them to start into yet without me, I will say waiting hands, and they will put their hands behind their back. This is something we had to practice from a young age, but it is a game changer and really makes being in the kitchen with your toddler possible, especially for me with twins. It is something that I rely on and expect them to do quite frequently when we are working together in the kitchen. Matching socks. This is a perfect activity for little ones. Just make it very game-like.
Oh, and then matches.
That one. Your mommy's gonna make it a ball and then you toss it in.
Touches. That big. Whoa! Oh, what big? Let's touch.
Toss.
Oh, touch.
What one matches this one?
Match. Match.
That one's a match.
A ball. A touch.
Okay, do you see the one that looks just like this one? I think that's it.
Yeah.
When I was folding laundry, instead of folding the socks myself, I just put them all into a basket so that we could do this work together. And when we had a little bit of time, we dumped them all out over the floor and we worked together to match them, and they can toss it, and there's a lot of movement involved. A really great purposeful activity for your toddler. Also, I love to have laundry baskets with handles for them to easily carry around the house. Unloading the dishwasher is something that I do every day. The boys don't necessarily help me every day, but they are most welcome to when they show an interest. And I think that's the key with practical life with toddlers, is it's supposed to be really fun and inviting and exciting for them. If they are in the middle of doing something else and it's time for me to unload the dishwasher, I don't interrupt what they are doing to have them come unload the dishwasher. I might wait a little bit longer to unload it till they, are in a transition from activity, or maybe I'll just leave the silverware undone so that they can help with that piece. But I don't really worry about them doing all of these things every day, but when the opportunities arise for them to help me out, I love to take them up on that. Sorting silverware, this has been more of an interest to them lately. We had to very quickly separate them onto a step stool and the learning tower because they were getting into each other's space a little bit too much. That's a little spoon.
Not that big.
They fall down. There's too many big ones. Watering plants is another great practical life activity. You can get a small watering can. They can fill it up with water at a sink with the step stool. I've shown my boys how to put one finger over the spout. I like these watering cans with a longer spout that you can put down into the pot. I just find it's easier for them to control. There's so much good opportunity for controlling their movements, learning how to clean up a spill, and so forth. Mommy's gonna get a new plant. spout is right in the plant before you tip. Putting on socks. What a practical and challenging task for a young toddler. We have been practicing this for many, many months. You got it. Put your thumbs in. We make homemade pizzas a lot in our house, and so mixing up pizza dough is something that I have been able to get our boys involved in using a scale. One thing here that took a while was teaching them not to touch the scale or put pressure onto the scale. I always like to offer pouring in smaller pitchers. Making pizza dough? Pour with me? I think one thing that's important to mention is how we have to check in with ourselves and our own capacity before inviting our child to help us, especially in the kitchen, because we need to think of the worst case scenario and how we are going to handle that. Like here with my son sprinkling flour all over. I knew that if I am making pizza dough, flour is involved, and that would get messy, and there's going to be a desire for him to want to touch that. And how am I going to respond to this situation if it arises? Or cracking eggs, that the shells might get in the eggs, or eggs go all over the place, or they crack. And if you're not ready for that and you don't have the capacity in that moment, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say another time. And obviously in this video you're seeing all the things that my toddlers are helping me with, but know that there are so many times that I am doing things and they aren't there helping me, because some moments I do just have to get things done. We have loved these 2-piece jigsaw puzzles. We recently just got them 3-piece jigsaw puzzles where it's the head, middle, and tail. I will link both of those down below. I like how realistic they are, especially the new 3-piece one we got with animals. They are very realistic animals, so they are great.
You try it right here.
One of our favorite desserts to make is key lime pie. And so this is another really great activity that involves mixing and squeezing limes. Now, so you can see here the boys doing their waiting hands and watching, and then I quickly do get them involved, and they've done this before, so they kind of knew how to use the lime press. We squeeze, and then take it out. Take it out. Put it over here. And we have to use the ones that are cut. Before we move on, let's dump this into here. Okay. Wait. You show me waiting hands. Mommy's gonna start mixing it, and then you guys will get turned. You mix a little, and then you can slide it to your brother to mix. Another simple activity that a toddler can do is basting. So either with like an egg wash, or they've done this before with scones where they use a baster to brush heavy cream on before baking them. And I just talked to them about it being painting, that they're going to paint onto each one. They love this basting work. We have also had many opportunities for sprinkling things on top. So here we're sprinkling sesame seeds on top of these hamburger buns. They've sprinkled chocolate chips on top of muffins. Nice job. Go to the next one. Rolling out pizza dough. This is a really fun, practical, sensorial experience. I always tend to make a little extra dough or cut off a small piece for them to work with. They actually were more interested in just playing with this dough on this day. They didn't really want me to roll it out. And so they had a little opportunity to do this, and then I ended up finishing up these pizzas. But actually spreading sauce on pizza crusts, putting on toppings, sprinkling on cheese, all of those are things that we have had them do in the kitchen with us, and they absolutely love. I wanted to share a few Montessori quotes with you. It is through work alone that a child develops. Any child who is self-sufficient, who can tie his shoes, dress or undress himself, reflects in his joy and sense of achievement the image of human dignity, which is derived from a sense of independence. Our part is to give help when we are asked. If we are careful not to interfere with the child's activities and interests as long as they are not harmful, nature will see to his development. It is not enough to see the child gets good physical care and enough sleep, because development needs activity too. Experience in the environment is necessary because everyone must be adapted to the environment. The hands help the development of the intellect. When a child is capable of using his hands, he can have a quality of experiences in the environment through using them. In order to develop his consciousness, then his intellect, and then his will, he must have exercises and experiences. As soon as children find something that interests them, they lose their instability and learn to concentrate. Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe if you're not already, and leave me a comment down below. It will help my channel to grow and to reach more families who want to implement the Montessori philosophy into their home in an authentic way. I will see you next Friday for another video. Have a great day. Bye. Can you say like and subscribe?
Subscribe.
Say subscribe.
Subscribe.